And now we have AOC, who's also fallen under that category of vote blue no matter who. But if you didn't hear, Rome, AOC went on the New York Times and started telling them, basically, RBN, along with our comrades like Jimmy Dore, have been going at the squad and AOC, and it's finally getting to corporate media. And they're like, wow, we didn't have any idea. And so this is why we've been seeing all these stories about what's happening. So let's read this article. AOC says the left is bewildered. We're bewildered, Rome, by power. Like, we see power and we go, what is that, Rome? That's what we do. Because they are not used to having it for years in the U.S. Because we're so not used to having power. When we see it, we just start making bad decisions, Rome, according to AOC. Let's get in here. And here's the bullet points here. AOC says the left is bewildered. The second bullet point, she told the Times that power was generally seen as something held by consummate insiders. In the interview, AOC spoke of how Democratic Party has changed since her first election in 2018. I'll read a little bit here, Rome. AOC, in a newly published interview, said that her political influence had been scrutinized so heavily by Democrats because progressive members of the party haven't had a political presence in the United States like the one they currently possess. During the conversation with the New York Times, the third term New York Democrat said that one of the reasons why voices like hers were seen as novel when she first ran in 2018 was because many candidates were often viewed as more supportive of corporate interests over real people. So that's why she's saying one of the reasons her voices was so large is that she was representing the peaceful.
She took the voice of the working class. She took the voice of the working class and used it against us. Yeah, what they fucking do? A lot of fucking politicians do that. Shit, Nancy Pelosi did the same shit.
That is true, and it seems like that's what AOC is doing. She's following the Nancy Pelosi playbook. That's what it seems like she's doing. But here's a quote. Quote, I think very often you had this consummate insider that was bankrolled by corporate money in advancing this, frankly, very liberal agenda. So, Rome, this is what she's saying here. She's saying, normally when you see somebody who has reached this position in politics, Rome, you see that person as a consummate insider. That's normally, but I've reached this point and I'm not that. That's what she's trying to say. Yes, I have all the traits of those consummate insiders, but that's not me. That's what she's saying. And I'll continue.
The difference between me and these politicians is I can trick the people. I can trick the working class people into giving me money, into giving me grassroots money so I can fund it to CIA agents. No, but she really did do that.
And to that point, I think I'm sorry, I just read that part. I often say, I'm sorry, 1 second. Here it is. So it says, she told the Times. And those were the people that we were used to seeing in power. And then she goes on. And so I think over time, there has been an inherent association between power, ascent, and quote unquote selling out. So she's saying, Rome, people are calling her a sellout, not based on her actually selling out. It's based on her just simply being in this high ranking position, because people typically in this high ranking position are sellouts. That's why people think that, not because of her voting to quash a strike. That's not the reason. That's what she's saying.
Hold on. Let me get this straight. The same people who put her in a position of power is calling her a sellout for being in that position of power that we wanted her to be in. Does that make that's what I'm getting?
That's it.
No, we calling you a sellout because you cried. You cried when it was time to stand up and say no money to Israel. You wore a defund ICE hat, talking to your young viewers, then go and fund ICE more than Donald Trump ever has. Shit, you're the reason why we have a Space Force. You cry and you give up when it's time to be strong. So the same people that put you in a position of power, we see that and we like, yeah, that's some bullshit. You a fucking sellout. We didn't put you there to cry at Nancy Pelosi's feet. We put you there to make her bow to ours. But what did we get? I tried. I don't know. I tried. All we get is tears. We don't ever get anything other than that. The kids at the borders. Oh, now it's what? A detention center, whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah, that's what now. It's a detention center.
Fucking psychopaths, man. Anybody calling you a sellout because you in a position of power? No, we calling you a sellout because you sold the fuck out. You used our money that we gave to you, and you gave it to CIA agents. If that isn't a sellout, what the fuck is it?
Rome, look at this quote here, man. This fucking... She says, quote, I often say to my grassroots companions that the left for a very long time was not used to having power in the United States. And so when we encounter power, we're so bewildered. What power do you have, AOC? Just having a position on a committee doesn't give you power. What would have given you more power than this position on the committee if you forced a vote like the Freedom Caucus did, and look how many things they got. But this is the professional managerial class, Rome. They never learn. All they do is go, oh, we made a mistake. Now let's try to fool the workers and the poor even more. All they do is develop a new scheme to fool workers. They never go, oh, you know what? My bad. And this is the new scheme. Is that we haven't had power in so long. When you see me being at the head of a committee assignment, you think I got this by selling out, and not. That's what you think. That's exactly what happened, AOC. You sold out on the dome. You sold out on the funding of Ukraine. You sold out on voting to break a rail strike. That Rome, she didn't even have to break. If she didn't vote in that, the rail strike would have still been broken without their votes. So
she was showing her loyalty to her party. And not only that, she gave the police billions of fucking dollars to attack our citizens. Like, what did you get? Where is she getting this from? Like, I don't know. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, once you get so far up your own ass, you just out of touch with the people. Because she's so far up her own ass that she can't even smell her own bullshit. And it's just astounding to me how she can sit here and sell out millions and millions of people, actually get people killed. Yes, AOC have gotten people killed with the bills that she helped pass. And still look at yourself as a good person, or I'm a leftist. The left doesn't have power in America. If the left had power in America, we would have way more unions. Our Social Security wouldn't be attacked as much as it would be. You know, they wouldn't be cut into social programs like libraries and, you know, rec centers and shit like that. If the left actually had power in America, we would be in a better position than we are today. So just because you consider yourself a leftist, you can't consider yourself a leftist or a communist. The people have to do that for you. So when the people say that you are a liberal sellout hack, that is what it is. You are a liberal hack. You sold out our people and you got more killed. And you're going to continue to kill more people. Not only this, she sold out the migrants at her back door. Remember the migrants that was coming to New York? She basically said, well, Kamala Harris, do not come. Oh, yeah. I ain't forget about that. You a fucking sellout because you was just crying at the borders in Texas. You want to play this Democrat Republican bullshit, but when they at your borders, you redder than Republican. Fuck out of here, sellout.
All right, let's. Oops. Yeah, I'm. All right. All right. Oh, let's get back to this article. So, back to the article. When asked if liberals were suspicious of power, AOC said that many people often feel as though there's no way in the country you can accrue any kind of power without there being some compromise, sellout. That's what this phrasing is for. And it's not that. You see how they talk around, and this is a point I've already made. They're talking around the actual critique. It's like, you are a sellout because of blah 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 blah. All they do is go, oh, you're calling me a sellout. I'm not going to address the reasons. I'm just going to say you calling me a sellout, and this is why you're calling me a sellout, without even like addressing the points of why we're calling you a sellout, just making up a reason why we're calling you that. It's similar to what they do about Joe Biden. We have all these critiques about Joe Biden, but what do they say about him? Oh, we don't like him because of his age. They don't say anything about none of the critiques we have of him. And let me continue. In 2018, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez ran as a progressive who would challenge the status quo and advance the interests of the working class communities that she represents in the Bronx and Queens. She immediately faced criticism during her campaign and after she entered the halls of Congress the next year, with some members of her own party disdainful of her and Republicans eager to tie her more progressive views to the entire Democratic Party. This is what she says about that. Quote, when I came into an environment that I sensed was never going to give me a chance, and into a party that was extremely hostile to my presence, extremely hostile to my existence, she told the Times. That's one of the reasons I dug so powerfully into my work.
Yeah, you have to sell out to get the pats on the back.
I almost don't want to read this, but since there's only 2 paragraphs left, like I'm so tired of these people. But anyway, let me read these 2. The congresswoman who backed the 2020 progressive campaign of independent Bernie Sanders of Vermont has worked with President Joe Biden's White House to advance for a range of social spending measures. And she has worked with Republican Matt Gaetz of Florida, Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, in seeking to ban members of Congress from trading stocks. And this is why we have to have RBN. Like, I read this article, but this article is wholly missing a lot of the points and the critiques of this AOC. They're missing a lot of the points in that New York Times article, because when we got it unblocked, I was able to look at a little bit of the questioning, and I wanted to dive into that today, but got blocked again on the unblocked shit. I tried to link it, Rome, and it's still showing to be unblocked. But this is what I have to say, and I'll close it here on AOC. I'm so happy all this shit is happening, Rome. It feels like this is a perfect storm. We got the Green Party finally having a candidate that people can actually get on board with. You got the pandemic that is just happening. You got evictions sort of going up, so you see more pain happening. You got the homeless population going up. Then you have people that we're supposed to look to as, okay, help us in this time of need, that's selling us out. You got Bernie Sanders, AOC, the squad. And then you have the Bernie Sanders industrial complex, media complex, like Crystal Ball, like Kyle Kalinske, exactly, all now selling us out. This is why it's so important for RBN to be here and Mediaite calling us the most left on that entire spectrum. We were the most far left. No one else further left than us. Go
You're
ahead,
not going to
Rome.
get
What say
further left
you?
than us when it comes to media because we're not paid to say this shit. We just some niggas from giving our comment. You know what I'm saying? Giving our commentary, and it's so funny how she said, well, you know, we have to what she said, give up basically her compromise. What power did she get for her compromise?
Yeah.
I mean, you compromised to Nancy Pelosi, you compromised about the Iron Dome, which you didn't have to vote for neither. You compromised for the strikes. You know, what power do you have? She talking like she just She-Hulk running around the fucking halls. What the hell? You okay? Since y'all have that so much power, right? Y'all have so much power. Deliver at least on one thing. We're not even asking for Medicare for all. Fuck the Green New Deal. Deliver on something. Don't deliver us excuses. Give us answers. Give us something that we can hold. Give us, you know what I'm saying, tackle inflation. At least, but you won't. And you can't. And this is why the party welcome you now, because they know that you basically took the Nancy Pelosi route. Trick the people into liking you, steal their money, use it against them. That's the most diabolical shit that you can do. That's some of the most evilest shit that you can do is take the last $10 from a poor person and use it to kill them. You are evil and you are a sellout. Now, there are ways you can go into power and not be a fucking sellout. I mean, like, not selling the fuck out. Saying no. You know what I'm saying? Standing up to the powers that be. And yes, they might threaten your life, but aren't you a fighter? As a fighter, you got to know that win, lose, draw, or even death may occur, right? Whether that be a street brawl, bar fight, whatever it may be. You putting yourself in harm's way when you're going against the powers that be, correct? So if you're going to go all in, go all in. Ain't no, oh, well, okay, well, I'm going to compromise my power. I'm going to give them money to Israel. I'm going to give money to ICE. I'm going to fund the police billions and more dollars. And then they're going to play they're going to play how I want to play. Man, get the fuck out of here. You're going to keep playing the way that they want you to play. These people are psychopaths, and they will use your last dollar to kill you with it. Best believe it.